of the black and brown demographic and others in general would find the SPLC's labeling of you as a hate group. Is there any truth to that? Are y'all a hate group?
That is absolutely untrue. The Southern Poverty Law Center calls us a hate group because we bring up the crimes that's done to blacks and Latinos, which is ridiculous. Like if you call us a hate group, then why aren't you calling the NYPD a hate group or the Los Angeles police? They call nobody's head over. I didn't rape no women, on a car stop. I ain't mass incarcerating and planting drugs on people. How you gonna call us a hate group, but you ain't gonna call? Listen, matter of fact, you got to call the whole United States a hate group at this point. So how you gonna say that? So see, they call us a hate group because we turn around and say the white man is the devil for the things that he's done. The word devil just means adversary. This man has been an adversary to black and brown people for the last 400 years, and it hasn't let up yet. All the crimes that have been committed, you gotta.
Shalam, Israel. And when I mean Israel, I'm talking about the Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians. The Lord's 54th annual Passover is going down again this year, sundown, April 1st at 500 South Salisbury Street in Raleigh, North Carolina at the Downtown Conventional Center. It's got enough room for all of us. The Lord's 54th annual Passover. Last year, brothers and sisters showed up from all over the world, rocking ancient garments and glorious apparel in order to serve the Most High in Christ. Now it's that time again. Commander General Yahanna is putting out the decree for all brothers and sisters to show up sundown, April 1st in Raleigh, North Carolina. Join us at the Sheraton in Raleigh, the hotel right downtown. It's at 421 South Salisbury. The Passover is right up the block at the convention center, literally within walking distance. Make sure you pull up. Make sure that you do your due diligence because rooms are going fast and they are limited this weekend. You understand? We have months in advance of preparation. Do not wait till the last minute to get your room. The Lord's 54th annual Passover, Saturday, April 1st in Raleigh, North Carolina. Join us there.
Of the black and brown demographic and others in general would find the SPLC's labeling of you as a hate group. Is there any truth to that? Are y'all a hate group?
That is absolutely untrue. The Southern Poverty Law Center calls us a hate group because we bring up the crimes that's done to blacks and Latinos, which is ridiculous. Like if you call us a hate group, then why aren't you calling the NYPD a hate group or the Los Angeles police? I ain't killed nobody. I ain't dragged nobody out their car. I ain't split nobody's head open. I didn't rape no women, on a car stop. I ain't mass incarcerating and planting drugs on people. How you gonna call us a hate group, but you ain't gonna call? Listen, matter of fact, you got to call the whole United States a hate group at this point. So how you gonna say that? So see, they call us a hate group because we turn around and say the white man is the devil for the things that he's done. The word devil just means adversary. This man has been an adversary to black and brown people for the last 400 years, and it hasn't let up yet. All the crimes that have been committed, you gotta.
Shalam, Israel. And when I mean Israel, I'm talking about the Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians. The Lord's 54th annual Passover is going down again this year, sundown, April 1st at 500 South Salisbury Street in Raleigh, North Carolina at the Downtown Conventional Center. It's got enough room for all of us. The Lord's 54th annual Passover. Last year, brothers and sisters showed up from all over the world, rocking ancient garments and glorious apparel in order to serve the Most High in Christ. Now it's that time again. Commander General Yahanna is putting out the decree for all brothers and sisters to show up sundown, April 1st in Raleigh, North Carolina. Join us at the Sheraton in Raleigh, the hotel right downtown. It's at 421 South Salisbury. The Passover is right up the block at the convention center, literally within walking distance. Make sure you pull up. Make sure that you do your due diligence because rooms are going fast and they are limited this weekend. You understand? We have months in advance of preparation. Do not wait till the last minute to get your room. The Lord's 54th annual Passover, Saturday, April 1st, in Raleigh, North Carolina. Join us there.
It's about time.
Shalom. It's that time again, Israel. It's the Lord's 54th annual Passover in North Carolina.
Y'all know what we do. Y'all know what we came to do. Huh?
The I.S.U.P.K. under Commander General Yahanna will be hosting the Lord's 54th annual Passover in Raleigh, North Carolina at the Downtown Convention Center. This is something that you do not want to miss. Make sure that y'all bring the entire family.
Oh, you think I'm bullshitting? Wait till I get with you. If I gotta go to ground, I'ma shut the town down. I ain't about to stop until I hit sand down. All you gonna see is a lot of men down.
The Downtown Raleigh Convention Center.
We ain't never stopping now. You running now. All my niggas go to ground. We go to ground. You dealing with the middle.
For Blacks, Hispanic, and Native Indians. Go to ISUPK.com to purchase your tickets today. $200 per every adult over the age of 17 years old.
We are not the same. No, we not related. I'm not stuck on living. Death is a vacation. My camp undefeated. You cannot debate. You just want the clout.
The
We just want
Lord's
the grade.
54th annual Passover, April the 1st, is coming down to Raleigh, North Carolina. That's right. Commander General Yahanna has done it again. You don't want to miss this. Courtyard.
52nd Passover. We came, we saw, we conquered. You feel me? You feel me? Everything was glorious. If you didn't make it, you missed out. You feel me? Ain't no trying to make it up next year. This is one of one. You feel me? This is one west to the death. You feel me?
Tell the people who you are, where you from.
I from the Minnesota camp under Courtyard. You feel me? I got my name, so shout out Commandant General Yahanna.
Shout out Commandant General Yahanna.
General Muhammad.
Right.
All the generals, all the real, all the heavy hitters, the heavy hitters.
This my sister. I just want to say Shalom, Lord of Christ. We're here at 52nd annual Passover, breaking generational curses here. Can't beat this shit. This true family right here. You mean you are not gonna find this shit with your real family. I mean, you can't beat this out here. The true sisterhood, unmatched brotherhood.
This is our real family.
This is.
Wait, Salaki. No, I'll be talking to my blood family like, no, my brother, my sister. They like, who? I'm like, my brother, my sister.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? But it's glorious. I love what you're doing with Knox TV. I love it. Shout out Knox TV.
Shout out to y'all.
Come on, you know how I'm rocking. If I'm on it, you gotta be on it. Come.
What's going on, boss man? You work here, man? You work here?
Yeah.
What's it like having all the brothers here, man? What's it like having all these brothers here?
Oh man, it's a blessing, man. Yeah. My name is Sam Harris of BH Ranch. We're right here, man, for the first annual Passover event. I heard about 6 or 7 lambs we slaughtered today.
Yes.
They was cooked.
Yes.
I tasted one of them and it was awesome.
It was awesome.
So we're getting ready for Saturday.
All right.
Horseback ride, pony ride, petting zoo, big celebration, dinner. You know, it's gonna be.
Oh man, that sound like an event waiting to happen. Yes, we're gonna have it all on camera, man.
To God be the glory.
All right, man. Thanks, man. We appreciate you, man.
Shalom, what's going on with you? Knox TV, boy. I'm out here dub, man. I'm chilling, big chilling. I ain't got much to say, man.
Oh man, not Shalom, y'all. About you, y'all. Officer 5000 Abraham, man. Out here at the 52nd annual Lord's Passover, man. If you ain't in the I.S.U.P.K. and you ain't smoking weed, I don't know what the fuck you doing with your life, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, this right here is heaven on earth, man. And if anybody come out here to see this, you won't believe this, man. You know what I'm saying? Like it's so amazing. We just had a fireworks show dedicated to blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, man. Big ups to Commander General Yahanna. Big ups to all the captains, all the generals, all the captains, all the officers, the troopers, all the way down to the sisters and the little kids, man, because what we have here, this brotherhood and sisterhood that we have here is Hispanic or Native American Indian. Y'all need to go ahead and it's unexplainable. Right. I'm speechless, you know what I'm saying? To see how we come together as a nation, man. And if this doesn't inspire you to come into the truth, then man, you know what I'm saying? Just like Commander General Yahanna said, if you don't come in here, you don't come into the I.S.U.P.K, you're gonna join America, and you're gonna have to die with America, man. You understand? Come into your nation where you can have protection, where you can have a family again, man. Unlike your family that wants to see you, that prays to see you fail, this family prays to see you succeed, man. You know what I'm saying? So big ups to Knox TV, you know what I'm saying, and all this brother doing, you know what I'm saying? Shalom, Yahabashim Yahshua, why Yahweh Shemal Bashim Yahushai. Again, this Officer Abraham 5000 out of North Carolina, holding it down, you understand, for this truth. 10 toes in this truth, man. Shalom.
Listen, man, we got street talk popping. We out here. Maybe you ever got the car air fresheners. You understand? Shape of a shield.
Right.
1 for 5.
Right.
3 for 13.
Right.
Hit me up.
All right.
We out here.
My brother there. Yo, sis.
Hey,
what's up, sis? What we got going on here, sis?
Nothing much. I'm trying to hunt down all the people at the garments for so I can snap a picture.
Got you. 52nd annual Passover.
Shalom, Lord of Christ.
Not TV, man.
Officer.
I'm not letting nobody sell you crack. You know why? Because I never saw you before. But you a black man like me. That's right. And it's worth something.
This is Black Watch with Commanding General Yahanna, the only man to lead blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans.
God made man on this earth. The white man ain't make man. God made man. God wants man to obey him.
Bringing you real news.
You don't need a black man in the White House. You need a black man in every black house.
For many years, there's a lot of black people who didn't realize how deep the racism of white America was.
You ain't gonna do nothing unless you decide where you gonna stand at with the Most High.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
Righteous solutions to issues plaguing our nation.
Boy, you better wake up and see the power that is within blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians.
Join us every Monday from 9 to 11 p.m. Black Watch. Let the show begin.
Most High in Christ. Clap it up. Clap it up. Get it on. Yeah. All right. We're here for Commanding General Yahanna tonight. I'm sorry. We're here for Commanding General Yahanna. Damn. We're here for Commanding General Yahanna tonight. Once again, the hardest working man in the nation of Israel.
That's right.
He's down there in North Carolina.
That's right.
To champion the word of the Most High down there tonight.
Damn right, sir.
And secure the Passover for this year, April 1st, at the Raleigh, North Carolina Convention Center.
That's right, sir.
Commanding General Yahanna is making sure that the Passover happens this year. So that's why he's not here tonight. But we are here to hold it down for him. We're here with General Micah. I'll give him a hand. General, how's that? Officer Marad. Officer, you died. What's your brother's name in the back? Trooper Nabai and the sisters here tonight.
What's going on, Aqua?
She's been around. She's Sawanah is a mother in the school.
What's going on?
She's outstanding, Sister Sawanah. And we'll rock it out and do the news stories tonight for Commanding General Yahanna. Yediah, what do you have?
Video shows police officers reportedly punch a black woman in her face during arrest at a McDonald's over a sandwich dispute.
That's a good one. Yediah. Let's start with that big one with the in Memphis with those 5 cops. Let's do that one as well. But let's start with the one in Memphis, and then we'll do the other obvious stories about the abuse that police officers feel free to do to blacks and Hispanics every day in America. What most blacks and Hispanics don't understand is that the abuse by the police is necessary for you to have a wonderful country. God. It's necessary. America cannot exist without the oppression of the poor. It cannot exist. So if you love Disney World and Hollywood, and if you love movies and music, then you will also have to suffer the abuse of blacks and Hispanics. America is only made possible by abusing the less fortunate here in America. Maya.
If I can, General, I know during class, you brought out how I forget the point I was, but there's a show running called King of the Mayor of Kingstown,
yeah,
right, and it show how corrupt the police are. I think they show how corrupt they are, and that's just part of America. And without them being corrupt and working with the drug dealers and working with the gangs, this would not be America as we know it. It would not be the safe America as we know it. And there was a scene in there that was heavy where the cat was like, the police was coming at him, tell us where it's at, tell us where he is, we need to find him. And he said, oh, I guess this is good cop, bad cop, huh? And he said, come on, man, you know there's no such thing as good cops. And that was some real shit when he said that, you know what I'm saying? Because America can't be this America that people love, the people who love America, without these corrupt police oppressing us.
It's part of it, because America can be wonderful without slavery, without the oppression of the Hispanics. There are other white countries, you know, where
You can be treated more fairly than here in America. Greenland, Iceland, Scotland, Sweden, Norway. Those countries are second-rate powers on the planet. They don't have the military might of America. They don't have the economy of America. But you could be treated more fairly there. The point is, if you want American superiority on the planet, part of it is the abuse of your people, the abuse of blacks and Hispanics, which is why our only hope is a kingdom of our own. A kingdom where blacks and Hispanics rule, righteous men rule under Christ, who understand how to treat people up. Treating people the right way, it's an art form. To treat people the right way, to be able to be kind and just and fair and judicious. And this is not something that America has focused on because they make money from abusing people. What do you have? Who's reading the stories? Oh, Slocky, you want to wait a second?
Which story was he on?
The one, the major one that happened in, I think, Memphis. Am I wrong? Also, wait a minute. While we're waiting, Mielle, we're broadcasting tonight from Clubhouse and Cross the Line Radio.
That's right.
What else, Mielle?
Commanding General Yahanna on YouTube.
Commanding General Yahanna on YouTube. What else?
And the online classes as well on Facebook.
Black Watch too, right?
I think we shut down.
No.
Esau shut down Black Watch. Cut the whole thing off. It's gone. Black Watch, because we dared to tell the truth on there last week.
They cut me in the middle of TikTok.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying? It's just by saying the truth.
You dare to tell the truth on something. The thing is coming down, but we're going to be up on the balls of our feet fighting this battle.
Right.
Please believe it. And you brothers out here better support us, man. You better support us because your Christians and your alternative lifestyle communities, they are running roughshod over the entire planet. And if you want someone to be able to just tell the truth, you better get down with them and help them. Everybody understands.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Come on.
So, come on. Please.
How heavy the point you bringing out, how America it thrives on the oppression of us, man. And listen, they so bold. Like I think you said during class, like they put in movies the real things, but I guess can't say it in real life, but put it on movies. Like that's just a movie, but the movies is saying what's going on. You understand? This cat. The police SWAT team, right? They was mad at him because he was a meth addict and a meth cooker and burnt up his child, right? And burnt up the child's mother. And that was an accident. He crying and beating himself up over because it was an accident. He in the woods hiding. They finally find him. They said, "Listen, man, when we go in there, he ain't making it off the couch. All right, that's that." They said, "So what do you mean, man? A lot of people want to deal with this cat. Yeah, we know, and that's why he ain't gonna make it off the couch." They went and got this cat. Said, "Freeze." He froze. They said, "Listen, pick up that gun that's on your table." He picked it up. They said, "Now slowly raise it in the air." He raised it in the air. He said, "Now slowly bring it down." He was bringing it down. They lit his ass up. You know what I'm saying? And that shit, you know what I'm saying? Slocky, I don't want to be the conspiracy theorist, but I believe that is what the police does. You know what I'm saying? That is what, you know what I mean?
I tell you much, gentlemen, I'll give him a hand. I know there's only one way to get a bigger budget, and that's to have more crime. You don't give a bigger budget to someone that has no crime, right?
That's right.
We'll go into it now. Give me the police story that happened recently.
Memphis police officers involved in arrest. Memphis police fired 5 officers involved in arrest of Tyre Nichols.
Give me there you go. Memphis, Tennessee. This week, Mayak House, they had 5 officers right here. They're up on the screen. All of them so-called black men. They got fired this week because they were involved in an unlawful shooting in Memphis. Keep going.
The Memphis Police Department fired 5 officers Friday evening who were involved in the arrest that appears to have led to the death of a 29-year-old black motorist earlier this month. The 5 officers, all of whom are black, were found to have violated the department policies pertaining to use of force, duty to render aid, and duty to intervene the department said in a new release.
Keep going.
The ouster comes in advance of the department's pledge release video of the footage depicting the arrest of Tyre Nichols on January 7th. Nichols died on January 10th, 3 days after the officers pulled him over for reckless driving. According to the department, Nichols fled on foot, but was eventually caught and taken into custody. After his arrest, he complained of shortness of breath. According to his family, Nichols suffered a broken neck and went into cardiac arrest during the confrontation with police. The family released a photo of Nichols in a hospital bed, eyes swollen shut from the bruising and nose askew.
Do we got a picture of the young brother?
Yeah, that's it right there.
Can we put up there, Mariah, for everybody to see?
Breaking news update.
Wow. Go hard and keep going.
Yeah, no, I you know, I'm gonna say something this here, gentlemen.
Please get it on.
You know, I'm gonna run my mouth on this one here, because I ran them streets. Everybody talk about I ran them streets in West Philly, chasing down cats, all kind of. I done got in fights with cats, but never did I ever go overboard. Even when a cat, listen, no cop wants to run. I'm gonna tell you right now, nobody want to run. So when you make them run, sometimes they want to maybe exact a little bit more punishment than they should on you. Never in my career did I ever assault anyone. Assault meaning when a threat was done, I stopped. I didn't keep going. I see, well, look at this right here. This means they beat this cat to a pulp, man. Yeah. You understand? It wasn't about him. Listen, and a lot of times, like, I don't know if this changed. I can't see it changing. But if you lock somebody up, right, and he got injuries on him, y'all got to go to the hospital. The district will not even take him inside because you got to have hospital paperwork saying XYZ. You got to have that. So how do they take him inside of custody while even taking him to the hospital first? No, he got injuries. You know what I mean? Even if he fight with the cops, and I had cats fight with me. Once I got him and got him done, it was done. It was done. It wasn't no more trying to get over on them. You know what I mean? This right here is just a case of them cats went overboard and beat that brother to a pulp. And that, I remember I used to always tell a story about how cats wanted me to pull the trigger, right? All the missions I kept getting into, cats with guns and shit, chasing cats, fighting them, and find all these guns and, shootouts and stuff where they got caught, but I still ain't pull a trigger. And kept saying, stop playing, stop playing. Guess who that was telling me to pull a trigger? Guess who it was? Who? It wasn't the Edomites. It was brothers. They kept telling me, badgering me, listen, man, you got to pull that trigger. You got to stop playing with these cats out here. Pull that trigger. Even the last one I had where we chased the cat, had him in a cul-de-sac, and he's shooting. I'm coming down the cul-de-sac. I'm seeing the sparks and the shit flying. And I went to go, I did some maneuvers I was taught, and I realized my flashlight died. I didn't pull the trigger. I backed up, got a flashlight, put it on him. He was reloading both his guns. We got him and everything, right? I got asked again, how come you didn't pull the trigger? I said, because I said, one, I ain't see him. Now, I coming down, I heard what was going on, but how you gonna have me pull the trigger in the dark? And furthermore, in my mind, I know I carried a 45 at the time. And if I shoot blindly in the dark at a 45, I don't know who I'm hitting. Now, the cats who chased him in the cul-de-sac was plainclothes cops. I saw the one cat I knew, other cat I didn't see. Now, what if I just made a mistake and shot him? The 45 going through his vest. Forget about it. You know what I mean? Like going overboard and acting out of impulse and emotions is what people do, especially in law enforcement. You're drilling to be running and you out there doing XYZ, you're drilling to be up, and they act out of impulse instead of acting out of the way they've been trained. I always fell back on my training, and I knew if I did something, I had to go to court. And they want to get me in a court stand for doing some things that I knew better to do. This is what the case of that right here. These cats knew better than to do that, man. They knew better than to do that. They all got caught on their emotions. And all them cats look like they swole. They look like they work out. Yeah. They look like they work out and all the kind of stuff there, which means they had the testosterone. They had to get off their chest. And that's what happened, man. You understand? A cat can do a crime and you lock him up. But once you lock him up and get him in cuffs, it's done. He ain't no more threat to you or nobody else. You understand? So what's the point of even doing what you're doing? Everybody got a chance and due process or a chance to feel remorse for what they did and change their life. Yeah. Come on, man.
If I can, General Slocky, if I could speak on General Hayes for a second. You was a special kind of cat.
Yeah.
You know, in that world and on that force. The Spirit of the Lord was always with you, Hayes.
I
remember when
I
remember when them niggas tried to destroy the I.S.U.P.K. and Commander General Yahanna kept it up, right? And we rolling. I'm finally rolling with General Muhammad again, my brother forever, and General and Commander General Yahanna. You know, them other Christian Israelites, they receive some order, like when they see us, just run. Don't speak to us. Like wasn't even manly. We'd see them sometimes or run into them at different times, and they would leave out of wherever we at. They would just walk away and leave. It was like real feminine, right? I used to run into General Hazayan sitting in his patrol car, right? On his slavery. And I walk past and I see him and I say shalom to him, expecting to get the same response all of them get, but I still say shalom because I'm a man. You understand? And I want to see if you're going to be a woman in front of me, go and be a woman so I can make a note of it. I used to say shalom to Hayes. Hayes would say shalom right back out of that patrol car. You understand? Right. Which it was small, but it was very different and big at that time. To you, because we was like the menace. You know what I'm saying? We wasn't folding for nobody. We wasn't bending for nobody. We wasn't kissing no ass. We served Christ in the Most High. You understand? And when Hayes said shalom back and would always say shalom back, it was very special to me. I took note of it. I said, damn, that's a man. You know what I'm saying? This brother, the man. You don't care about all them orders. We're going to run from them. Don't talk to them. Turn your back like women. You understand? Hayes would say shalom. Yeah, and so obviously I knew that. And then after, you know, rolling with Commander General Yahanna and General Muhammad and you know, having conversations about Hazayan and coming back to the city, Hayes used to track us down. He used to pull us over. He pull us the hell over to sit with us for 4 hours, starting 1 in the morning. You know what I'm saying? It was a beautiful time, man. But Hayes was always different and had the Spirit of the Lord with him, man.
Yeah, man. Most High Christ. Listen, General, I thank the Lord for y'all and what y'all did, man. And I'm going to say this here, and I bring up these stories, right, because we got a lot of people that listen to us that's in law enforcement, in the military. Yeah. There is a life outside of all those worlds, man. You may think that there is none. People get corrupted with that power they give you, and they can really get to go to your head, right? But there is a life outside of there, you understand? And I know from having classes with Commander General Yahanna, General Muhammad, General Marriott, and with them telling me that these cats out here, they all from they wrong. And sometimes the Lord will put them in your hands for you to chastise them, but they still your brothers, man. No matter what go on out here, they still your brothers. And with them still being your brothers, you better treat them as such. And that's stuck in my head. It did not leave my head. It couldn't leave my head. It stayed with me. It's a scripture that Commander Yahanna gave me, man. Give me Luke, the 3rd chapter. Yeah, I'm using class. Commander Yahanna, General Muhammad, and General Marriott right there. And they told me the scripture, and all I can do is cut on one cut, and that shit stayed in my mind. These verses, doing this job until the Lord took me from this job. You understand me? They still your brothers and sisters. Now, they may be doing wrong. You understand? You may have to protect yourself, but don't go overboard with them for no reason. You got a brother, Luke, the 3rd chapter. Let's see. Go ahead. I think 13, start at 13. Where you at? Let me see. Hold on. Start at 12.
Luke chapter 3 and verse 12. Then came also publicans to be baptized and said unto him, Master, what shall we do?
And let me tell you something. You know, them publicans, man, they hated them cats because they was taking more from the people than what they should. Now, I wasn't a tax collector, but I was in law enforcement. Yeah. And, it was a shock because I put that uniform on, and cats hated my guts just seeing the uniform. Like, that was like a culture shock to me. Growing up in the ghetto in the hood, out here in Southwest, and putting the uniform on, it was like a culture shock. Like, wow, what's going on? Go ahead.
And he said unto them, exact no more than that which is appointed you.
Man, stop getting over on your own people, man. Stop giving them usury. You know, usury is what's that called? What's it called? Usury is that interest. Right. That's unlawful in Israel to be doing that. Yeah. Don't be exacting no more than what you should be from people, man. Don't be taxing them, man. Go ahead.
And the soldiers likewise demanded of him, saying, And what shall we do?
And these brothers that were soldiers and they military and they police forces, let me tell y'all something. This is contrary to popular belief. Rome had brothers in their military. Rome had brothers in their police force. And they came to Christ and asked him a question about what's going on and about violence and about these things. You understand? Mariah, you got it? Keep on going from that, brother. I think verse 13. No, 14, brother.
And he said unto them, exact no more than that which is appointed to you.
Go ahead.
Appointed you. And the soldiers likewise demanded of him, saying, and what shall we do?
And they want to know what they should do, man. And this is what Christ's going to tell them. And if you're a brother or sister out there right now in this so-called police force, our precious police force, or the military, these are your orders from Christ. These words come from the king. And this is how you're supposed to treat your people, man, and treat all people the same. You understand me? Go ahead.
And he said unto them, do violence to no man.
Meaning, don't be just doing violence to nobody to be doing violence. What you saw on that clip of that young brother right there, that's violence right there, man. That was undue violence. You understand me? Even if the cat fought, you got to be kidding me. Like, I can't see none of this. I can't see this. Listen, General, I had a robbery call. I'm at 44th and 46th and Mark. I see the young cat. Oh, shit. Yahanna, Proctor. No sign Christ, sir. Stand right, General. Yes, sir. We got Commander General Yahanna back in the crib, back in the house. No sign Christ. Stand right, sir.
How y'all making out?
Be tomorrow, General.
What's up? Yeah, you got Coca-Cola? I'll take some of that with ice. Yeah, the water.
Hello, sir.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, sir.
Please continue.
Continue, sir. Okay, so I see the cat. He fit the flash. I walk over to him. I can tell he ain't no street cat. I can tell he ain't no vet in this because he ain't running. He ain't pull a gun out. I ended up getting one hand, and I trapped the gun hand, and he tried to run or fight me. All I did was lift this young cat up. I put him on a car. I laid over top of him, called my location. Everybody came. I didn't go overboard and hit him and want to fight him, want to beat him down. Why? And let me tell you something. When you learn the truth, right, that stuff stays in your brain. And in my head, when I was dealing with this cat, all I could think of was words that came from Commander Yahanna. They still your brothers out there. So, bro, me knowing that, I wasn't trying to hurt this young brother. You know what I mean? And after we got him and everything, and he, going, locked up or whatever, I felt better because I didn't hurt him.
Yeah, man.
When I could have, if he had a gun, I could have spun the whole story and justified everything I did. I could have spun it very easily, especially with a gun on him. But I decided not to.
Yeah.
Why? Because of what I was taught in the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge.
Damn right.
You know what I mean? That brotherhood means a lot. That brotherhood is that weapon going to keep us together, man. You understand me? That what happened to that young brother right there. Them lumps by them 5 brothers right there. And everyone look like they work out. They all look like they're in the gym. And you mean to tell me these cats going to beat down on one cat, man? That's a travesty, man. And Christ... I'm sorry. Sir.
No, it's Lucky. Go ahead.
And Christ said not to do it. And I bet you all of them are Christians. I bet you everyone say he ain't Christian. I bet you everyone say he go to church. But Christ said this. Read it again for me, Diane. John 3 and 14, in the middle of the verse.
Khan, the book of Luke, chapter 3, and verse 14, in the middle. And what shall we do? And he said unto them, do violence to no man.
That's what Christ said, man. Yeah. So don't tell me about y'all about the Lord and the Bible and you Christians, you love God. No, you don't. Because you ain't doing what Christ said. Christ said don't do violence to no man. You can't never on this earth tell me why these 5 cats beat that Jacob like that. He was in their custody. So what happened to him? They beat him down. That's logical. Yeah. And you say you Christians. You walk around with a cross on your neck. You go to church on Sunday. You sing and dance. But when you come to a brother, you beat him down like that right there. And Christ said, do no violence to no man. That's orders from the king. Go ahead, brother.
Khan, sir. neither accuse any falsely.
Don't lie on him. They lied on their testimony. How do they get him even inside the cell without going to the hospital first? How? They ain't supposed to. Somebody got injuries, man. Listen, it got to the point when I was working, and if I was in a paddy wagon, if I was assigned to the wagon, and we had an arrest, if I saw anything on a cat, like, no, I ain't taking him. You got to take him to the hospital, man. I'm not doing your paperwork for you. No. You know what I mean? That's what's supposed to happen. Keep on reading it, Dyer.
And be content with your wages.
That's another big thing, man. Listen, man, a lot of cats do stuff out there for money. Listen, let me tell you something. It's like it's criminals and crooks in the street. It's criminals and crooks in the police departments, man. Period. You can't get away from it. And they all know who they are. You know who the criminals are, who's stealing money. Whether it's overtime and lying about overtime or exacting money from drug dealers on the streets or whatever. They all doing it, man. And Christ said not to do these things. Yeah, right. How you going to say you're a Christian, you love the Lord, but look at what you're doing. Christ gave you orders, and you ain't following them orders. And I don't want to hear, a lot of times cops say, well, you don't know what it's like on the street. Bullshit. I know what it's like on the streets. I ran them streets. I know exactly what it's like. So I don't want to hear that. Problem is that Christian church, man. That Christian church done taught you that to love everyone else, but hate your own kind. The whole problem we have in the land called America is that Christian church and what they've taught us in that Christian church. You understand me? That's what's going on out there. Any more on that scripture, brother? And that's it. Something.
Damn right. Like General Yahanna brought out earlier, man. Like he bring out all the time, Commander General Yahanna. Like we in the world. We be in the world, but not of the world. You know what I'm saying? And most brothers in that police force, they can't resist being of the world because they trying to please the world, trying to please the oppressor. Again, that's what the church tell you. That's what this Christian society teach you, to love, forgive, and be like the oppressor. So them, you understand, seeing the power of the oppressor, working for the oppressor, they want to appease and please him. They damn near take on the spirit of the oppressor, which is be kind to the oppressor, look out for the oppressor, have empathy toward the oppressor, but and also hate the things that the oppressor hates, meaning hate his own people, and they don't look at it like I'm hating my own. They just look at it like the oppressor look at it. These are criminals. Let's beat the hell out of them. Yeah, we supposed to beat the hell out of them. They criminals. You understand? And they take on that same spirit.
It's amazing that they have brotherhood in the police force when it comes to beating the hell out of a Jake. I don't know if you read the part in the story, but in this story, they bring out how several of those officers was charged with not interfering while the other officer was beating the hell out of him and covering the damn thing up. So they come to complete brotherhood in the police force. They're gonna be brotherhood. You know what I'm saying? We ain't snitching. We ain't stopping nobody from beating the hell out of nobody. We ain't gonna do none of that, man. And boy, did you hit it right when you said the Christian church. Christianity makes you think that God is not real. You don't put God first when you go to church. You put carnality first, your lust first. Every evil thing that you could think of that's really being taught to you from young as you sit up in those pews. And these cats grew up with it, which is why you could easily become brutal to a black man that looked just like you. And something you said earlier, Haas, about that, about being in the truth. Like how you gonna have cops without the ability? How you gonna have cops without the ability for them to maintain empathy for the people that they deal with every day? Now, I don't expect it from the enemy, but brothers are supposed to have, or at least be taught, especially if they go to church, to have a higher set of empathy for brothers. And here's where it comes from. The real root of this comes from allowing people to blame us for the oppression that's on us. Like if people can blame us for the oppression, then why have mercy on you? Because it's really your fault. Like really, he got beat up
because of whatever smart thing he might have said to the cop, or because of whatever minor thing he did. So now beat the hell out of him and don't have no mercy on him. And that comes strictly, that comes strictly from being taught both in church and by the slave master that all of this is your fault. That young brother you go to grab, he young and into hip hop or whatever, you automatically psychologically go to he's a criminal. You automatically go to he's been getting away with crime. That's what Zimmerman said. Remember what Zimmerman said? Yeah. He said they always, now this kid ain't got no criminal record. But in his mind, he say they always get away with it. So he's that always getting away with it, deserves to be punished. That's what he's saying. When you say somebody always getting away with it, that means they deserve to be punished and they're not being punished. So therefore, now is your time to exact your punishment on him. And then you get hold of him like that cop did and beat the hell out of him, and his trusty, loyal officers sit right there. You got the part with the charges in there, if you could. Your diet, please. Y'all must rock a thumb if I didn't get a chance to salute everybody at the water. You know what I'm saying? Like, the charges tell the truth. It might have just been one cop that beat the hell out of him, or two. Some didn't, but got charged like they should have. Something you used to say, Muhammad, all the time. When are you cops going to stop and arrest these other criminal cops that you working with every day? Did he not say that? That's what we asking now. That's what we seeing now. They didn't intervene. I pray you got them charges in there. Because in there, it tells you that they saw what was happening and refused to intervene and let that brother beat him to death. It don't, go ahead, General.
And lie to themselves thinking that they good cops.
Yes.
They didn't do the beat.
Exactly. That they didn't do the beat, but believe that he deserved it. You know what I'm saying? You do?
Not exactly that, but it is something that you said, sir.
Go ahead.
Sir.
Please.
It says less than a month after George Floyd's death, in which police officers stood by while Derek Chauvin choked George Floyd to death under his knee, the Memphis Police Department adopted a duty to intervene policy. It requires that the officers who see colleagues engaged.
Just what you were saying. Go ahead.
Colonel Wakan.
It requires what?
Colleagues engaged. It requires that officers who see colleagues engaged in dangerous or criminal conduct or abuse of a subject shall take responsibility to action to intervene.
And listen, this is what you was going through on the force too. You was intervening and they was getting on you like you outside of the brotherhood. You out the blue. You was out the blue. You wasn't blue enough. You were causing trouble in the blue. That's what they was expecting. They wanted you in the blue. You was out the blue. You was too black, not blue enough.
Haas was that anomaly they call a good cop.
Like a sense of justice. You know what I'm saying? Like you had a sense of justice. You know what I'm saying? Like, which you should have. And listen, it's probably been a ton of cops who indoctrinated into the culture. You understand? And so they don't intervene. You know what I mean? When I don't know if y'all read it already, but what John taught those centurions out was so right. Once again, the Bible is the most important record ever handed down to man on the face of this earth. I could put it against anything you got, any religion, any book, any so-called wisdom, you name it, I'll crush it with that Bible.
Damn right.
Because John turned around and said, look, don't, you read that already? Say again? Let me let him finish the charges and then we, you was done with him? Okay, let's go with, if y'all don't mind, we'll just read it one more time right quick. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why this book is so important. Like how you gonna find out? You say you come to God, you in church. How you gonna find out how you be a police officer? Like what how you gonna get the standard? You go in the Bible. But if your preacher's a dumbass, more worried about gator shoes and conch in his goddamn hair then you ain't never gonna learn such great wisdom that's yours freely. It's a shame, man. A young brother come out of high school, 18, can't even talk English. It's a shame. Don't know how to read. You 18, you graduating from high school. Don't know how to read. Don't know nothing. Let alone the fact that you don't know how to go into these records and get the answer to every single question you ever had on the face of this earth. And John broke it down. And it was a beautiful thing that he broke it down in this respect. Here the brothers and sisters was in captivity under the Romans. I'm just peppering in. I'm coming to you now. They was in captivity under the Romans. Yes, just like we in captivity under the Romans. No, here we are. We got brothers that come in the truth that are police officers. How do they know the right way to handle the job? You go to the book of John. Like, that's what made you not cap a nigga every chance or opportunity that came along. Yeah. You went back and read the book of John and saw, boom, hit me, you die, please.
The book of Luke, chapter 3 and verse 12. Then came also publicans to be baptized, and said unto him, Master, what shall we do? Verse 13. And he said unto them, exact no more than that which is appointed you.
Because every like General Yahanna brought out earlier, there's a ton of corrupt cops. Power opens up the opportunity to steal. That's why they're fighting corruption everywhere. Fighting Trump's corruption, fighting Biden's corruption, fighting Congress corruption, fighting overspending, arresting mayors, arresting police chiefs. Because power opens up the door to steal.
Arresting FBI.
Right, arresting FBI agents, questioning raids and all that. Police officers selling dope. Everybody know about it. I was just watching a documentary, man. Watching a documentary about what's the name of the cat? What's the name of the big drug dealer that got away from Durham, North Carolina? Anybody remember his name? They still looking for him to this day. Oh man, somebody pull it up, man. Please give me this story. My brother-in-law, my sister's husband, broke it with. He pulled the documentary up and he said, "Man, you got to see this from Durham." And I had heard about this cat. I forget his name. We'll get his name. They still looking for this cat to this day, right? And in the story, as they breaking it down, Frank Matthews, that's his name. Frank Matthews still got away to this day. And brother, as they breaking, they said he got away with $30 million back then, which is the equivalent to about 90 million there. He was almost he was up there. So, and got away with it all. And come to find out in the story, they breaking the story down. Come to find out in the story, they break it down that the CIA was supplying him the drugs. The Central Intelligence Agency of the United States of America was supplying him with the dope. They said when they went to take him down, they arrested 30 cops. 30 cops. They arrested when they arrested him. That's some of the indictments they handed down. So power opens the door for you to be a thief. And you got to fight that demon so that you don't be a thief and get humiliated before the Lord. That's what righteous cops have to deal with. So now your judgment got to be off. Your judgment can't be right because now your partner is getting money for this reason. So you want to arrest this cat, but you can't arrest him because your partner don't want to arrest him because your partner know he's getting money off of the under the table. First thing John told them cats. Read it again, real quick.
Colonel will Khan serve. And he said unto them, exact no more than that which is appointed you.
Right. Meaning, in other words, you a tax collector. Don't go get more than you supposed to. Because tax collectors in the ancient day, like they getting ready to allow them to have again. You know, they're getting ready to give them guns and hire a bunch of them, and they're going to be able to confiscate. That's the real reason for them is to steal. You know what I mean? They're going to confiscate all kinds of things now. In a minute, you ain't going to be able to go behind and default on your credit card or your house or nothing. They're going to steal everything from under you the minute you go behind. So back then, them Romans used to do all that. So what did they do? He said, stop doing that. Because them same brothers, like these brothers, who were working for the Romans, was going in the hood in Israel and extorting the people. Raping women, not raping them in this respect. You owe so-and-so amount of taxes, we got to take your house. But if you hit me off, I give you 6 more months. I say you did so and such, I give you 6 more months. So she go have sex with him, that's rape. You know what I mean? Confiscate people's property, confiscating stuff. You know you're only supposed to get X amount of dollars, but you go take more, lie, say it's more, take more so that you can get more for you. John said, don't do that, man. These your people. This is your 12 lost tribes of the children of Israel. Don't exact more. That ain't their job. Their job is not to give out punishments. That's the judge's job. Their job is just to confiscate, is just to apprehend the criminal. Their job is not to exact punishment on the criminal. They exacted more than it was appointed to them. They was appointed to arrest them. They exacted more. Go ahead, if I could.
Khan, sir, verse 14. And the soldiers likewise demanded of him, saying, and what shall we do? And he said unto them, do violence to no man.
Come again.
Do violence to no man.
Because what was they doing? The same thing these cops was doing, what you brought out earlier. Doing violence to these brothers. You know what I'm saying? Doing violence to these brothers. Messing with their mind. Something, Mayat, you always were bringing out, man. How they always doing something to us and then act like, we ain't do nothing to you. Damn that. He said, don't do it. And listen, you raise up cops like this, man, the community a brother would be horrified to commit a crime because he would know he's really being apprehended for real justice. You understand? Like if you got judges and you got cops that have an impeccable reputation, and you're gonna be in a jam when you get handled. Yeah. People gonna give them the benefit of the doubt. They give cops the benefit of the doubt because they love the slave master, not because cops actually have a higher moral standard, but because the slave master sent them out, man, and they love the slave master. These brothers exacted way more than they should have. You got more? Go ahead, real quick. I don't want to beat up all the time.
Neither accuse any falsely.
Get up. That's the big one. That's the big boy. Because, of course, you working for one drug dealer, putting cases on another. You the cat getting rid of his rivals. You locking up and getting rid of his rivals. So you putting cases on them. Or sometimes these Edomites, just out of hatred for Jake, put all kind of cases on him. Or maybe you used to sell drugs and you got a little record. You get pulled over now. He see your record. You might be 10 years not committing them crimes. You understand? But he see your record. Far as he concerned, you free game. You free game for him to put a charge on you, which means he get another arrest, which furthers his career while destroys your life, right or wrong. And it was laid out right there. If you ever wanted to know how a cop is supposed to think about his job, John gave it to you right there. The book of Luke. It's plain, it's in black and white. It ain't supposed to be no question. This is what's supposed to be taught in the academy. Like, why isn't this? They pull up all kinds of ancient strategies in the police academy. They go all the way back to the wars of Israel and how to police cities and all that. They go all the way back to Egypt and pull up certain things in them academies. Why this ain't in there? That's supposed to be up in there, which is why we got to go build Christ's kingdom, man. You wonder why the Israelite school, U.P.K, is so motivated to do what we do. Is because we want Christ's kingdom.
That's right.
Our king made a deal with us. And he said if we kept that deal, we would get our kingdom. And we believe in the Most High in Christ. Right. So we're going to hold to that deal. And when we hold to that deal, we're going to get the kingdom of heaven. Because certainly this is not our kingdom. Right. Certainly we might be here, but this ain't our kingdom. You know what I'm saying? So it's a horrible, horrible thing, man. And if I could sidebar while we in the middle at the top of the hour, big shout out to Captain I.S.U.P.K and the whole posse out there in Durham, North Carolina. Brothers and sisters, man, if you watching this broadcast, I got to tell you something. Listen to me. I don't know if the tapes came out. Yeah, I doubt they did. They just made them, but the tape's gonna come out. They did. They out already. Of Stagsville. Did they get the plantation? You got it, but it ain't out yet. Brother, listen to me. Let me tell you something, man. Y'all going to Mecca, man, the Hajj every year. You should take off a year from going to Hajj. That's it. You should take off a year and come to Durham, North Carolina, man. Because, brother, I went to a big shout again to I.S.U.P.K and all his team. All them brothers out there, man, was amazing. It was the water. Yeah, you were good. You were okay. Let me tell you something. I went and make sure y'all edit that plantation tape. Because I said some things is not ready for television. You understand? But brother, I could not believe everybody, every black man, West Indian, Latino, Native Indian, you owe it to yourself to go to Stagsville Plantation. You got to come out this year and see this thing. We talking 50 square miles, one plantation. Now, just so you can get an understanding, Washington, D.C. is 68 square miles. Washington, D.C. is 68 square miles, right? Stagsville Plantation is 50 square miles. Brother, it was amazing to go out there. And I'm going to give you a couple quick tidbits. First of all, the idea that slaves was just ignorant, hey, massa, this is a lie. These brothers and sisters that was out there were building dams, engineering all types of stuff. Brother, they built their own houses. They had to build their own slave quarters. And they had to build them with no nails and nothing more than axes. And brother, they had 1,000 slaves on this place. And these brothers built houses just like the projects. Let me tell you something else. It's so much, it's so heavy. I'm going on the tour. I might take over the tour. I don't know who's running the tour for the Stagsville, but your job is in jeopardy. Brother, it's insane. Let me just say a couple quick things if I could, Aki. They built homes, right? They were 4-section homes, 2 levels, 2 sections on both sides. A single family lived in 1 room in each section, no windows, drafty as hell. They built it by hand, meaning they cut down the tree with an axe, chopped the trees into 2x4s, then drilled holes in the different stuff and put pegs in them to hold the building up. And brother, it was a horror show that these brothers and sisters lived in. Sometimes 10 or 12 people in 1 room. You think the Issacharites used to pile in. We were piled into them things in them slave quarters. 4 families. Brother, they made their own bricks by hand. They said making bricks was in ancient Egypt. That's a lie. They made their own bricks right here in America, and the fingerprints of the slaves are still in the bricks. It's insane. You go in there and walk in that place, man. Only thing I asked is I asked them, could we spend the night in here? I was ready to camp for the night to get the full slave experience. You're going to want to camp out in there. Now, look at that house. That's 2 levels, and 4 families live in that 1 building. So it might be 40 people. Anywhere from 25, 30, 40 people in 1 building, little building like that. 10 to look at it. Look, you see how the bed is made? No nails. That's all right. We catch it, and people can look at this up. You can look at the bed and catch. Look at the bed. You see how the wood comes through the wood? You see them little things that look like nails? Those is wooden pegs, man. They built the whole place without nails. Built chimneys and fireplaces by hand, meaning they made the brick and then built it on top of it. And then here was the thing. It was amazing. They right outside that window, like it's trees there now, but right outside that window was where they had to farm at. So your whole life was going from that 10 people in that room right out your door to work all day from the sun up to the sun down. And guess what? Since it was 50 square miles, guess what they had? Speaking of police officers, they had a rule that if any white man came up to you and asked you who you was, who you belonged to, and what you was doing, you had to answer him no matter how many times he came up to you. Sound familiar? Sound like car stops, don't it? They had whole patrols of slave masters that they hired to just patrol the slave areas because it's 50 square miles. We had to drive from the main house to the slave houses. That's how far away it is. See the fingerprints? Fingerprints of the actual slave. Those bricks, now that looked like a brick building. Those bricks were made by hand. Those are handmade bricks. It looked like bricks made from a modern day masonry shop. They got all of that from us. Even how they put a strip of the little bricks, see that strip with just the little bricks turned the other way? All of that in masonry came from us. We invented that stuff. So they had slave patrols, all that. Let me tell you something, Mark. Being out there, let me know that, you know what they did? They took us off the plantation and then turned whole cities into plantation. Because the same exact existence that they lived on that plantation, we live in these cities with projects, with police brutality, with overcrowdedness, with no education, everything that went on with them. And here's the thing. The first high school in that Durham, North Carolina, wasn't built till 1922. That means before 1922, no black people went to high school. And you want to hear something crazy? Right after the Civil Rights Bill was passed, they started busing black kids to white schools. They abandoned the black high school. So the black high school ran for about 40 years, and then they abandoned it. And that was the end of that. Now they're trying to rebuild it as a historical museum. And today, if you go to Durham, North Carolina, right now today, the same place where the tracks was divided, where you had the blacks on one side, whites on the other, the white side to this day is built up with modern skyscrapers. The black side has got shacks on it. It's amazing to see. They had Black Wall Street down there. Y'all heard about it. They ran a highway right through between the black and the white town. Durham, North Carolina had 4 black banks that financed all kinds of things for black people all over the world. Yo, it was crazy when we saw it. Not only that, one of the first black hospitals ever built for black people was built in Durham, North Carolina. When they ran that highway 147 through there, they said that they needed more convenience for white people to get out from the suburbs into the city. That's why they needed 147. They tore down the black hospital and ran the highway right through where the hospital was. The first black hospital. You go there now to see the first black hospital built in North Carolina. It ain't there. It's an off-ramp to the highway. They ran it right off the damn map. So you'll never see it again. And they got nothing but pictures about the thing now. I mean, if you come to Durham this April 1st and get on this tour with these brothers, I guarantee you it will not be a light thing that you see. I mean, they showed me some stuff down there. I didn't know Durham was that rich. They was a rich black town. I mean, they were wealthy. They got off them plantations and was wealthy. And let me tell you one last tidbit. I'm going to get up off it because you're going to see it when you come down there. Do you know, feel this for me, they emancipated us in 1865, right? Supposedly slavery was over. Do you know slaves stayed on that plantation to 1940? To 1940, brothers and sisters was still on that plantation, would not leave. One brother, they read to us, one brother said, he said, when the Yankees came, talking about the white soldiers from the Union, they came, they told us we was free niggas. He said, but I always felt that I was, I'm just giving you a little theatric. He said, I always felt that I belonged to Master Morgan. So I ain't never leaving this plantation. I got me a little garden, cooks me a little food, and I gets a little work too. And they even set me up with a little pension when I get old. He said, and then I'm going to die. And when I die, I'm going to see Master Morgan again. Yeah. I said, damn. Up to the 1940. Psychological warfare. Everything. They so lying when they act like they don't understand what's going on, why black people committing crime. I get one last one, y'all. It's so much. You got to come down this year. This is a real historical examination of our suffering. Brother, y'all know how every time there's something happens, there's riots, right? And what do black people do when the riots break out? They go into the stores and they loot, right? Steal couches, big screen TVs, washing machine, stuff they otherwise couldn't afford. They said when the Union soldiers came through, ran the Edomites off, and told them they was free, the first thing they did was raid the stock houses for the cows, the sheep, the lamb. They said they chopped them up, dressed them, and cooked them, and ate them right there because they were farming thousands of cows, thousands of sheep, and never tasted it. All they got was the tripe or the genitals, or the chicken feet, the scraps of all of it. They never even had thousand of them. They said when the Edomites went off, they did what we do in inner cities when masters run off and they done took over the city. They right. Listen, we are doing nothing wrong. You hear me? The only thing we're doing wrong is not learning the truth about the Most High so we can follow him. Because everything we do is a natural reaction to slavery. Everything we do today in today's cities is what they did back then. They made moonshine. They were selling moonshine to other slaves, which they wasn't supposed to do because, of course, the master didn't want them drinking all the time. They was doing all of that, just like we selling drugs today. And only through the truth, man, do you break that cycle. Otherwise, everybody will keep doing just what the slave master wants you to do. It was amazing. It was amazing. It was such an amazing comparison. And as my mind started to, I'm going to end it right here. As my mind started to expound on it, it was blowing my mind because I started to realize what went on this plantation expanded in the cities all across this kingdom. And the slavery got bigger and better and more sophisticated and more ways to rob you. Now the red light, they rob you, and this speeding ticket, this, that. They got 1,000 more ways to keep you enslaved. It was crazy out. And they were engineers, brother. We seen a barn like you'll never see before. I mean, we walked into this barn. I was in awe that these cats built a 3-story donkey barn by hand. All by hand. I mean, the tools, the rakes, everything by hand that they got preserved up in there, man. They had to do everything. It was damn near like, in my mind, it was like the master provided everything and you just had to go farm and work. But that wasn't the case. Not only did you have to farm and work, but you had to build your whole existence around farming and work. You had to build the tools. You had to build your housing. You had to build, the barn for the animals. It's damn near like you had to come up out the ground with everything and be in slavery and do it all for free, man. It was crazy, man. It's let me tell you something. April 1st, that whole week, you got to let these brothers from Durham show you what they showed me. It was amazing. You're going to get a tour of that plantation. I guarantee you. Listen, if tears don't roll down from your eyes in that plantation, I'll be shocked. I'll be shocked. It almost got me. I was on camera though. I said I can't do it. It almost had me. I was in there, had me locked in. I was like, I couldn't believe it. Brother, our people went through hell. Yeah. And I could imagine all the other places in the South, in the Caribbean, in Central and South America, all them places where they had these slaveries at. Yeah. I could imagine, man. I can't wait to see them all, man. So I'm off of it, y'all. So
sir, what day is the Passover? Is April 1st. What day is the tour of the slave plantation?
Is it Thursday? Thursday. Right before your
Passover's
class.
on what day?
Passover's on Saturday.
The slave. What's the itinerary, Haas?
Wednesday, we got a lamb slaughter, sir, and then we got an open night for people who want to go out and have some fun. Thursday morning, we start the slave plantation, Black Wall Street. Come back, get ready for the all black party.
Okay, make sure everybody knows that. Please, Marab, you can write it down or something so they can hear it.
Come.
March 29th.
We got
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
March 29th, Thursday is the slave plantation, and you said something else just
And the
now.
Black Party.
Oh, black party.
It was something you said
the
before.
Black
that.
Wall Street tour.
Black Wall Street
Black
tour.
Wall Street tour. You got to see that too. It's amazing and now is the best time to see it because they just built up Durham, North Carolina was like a little town. You know what I mean? Except for the Dukes was in there, Duke University. Brother, they built up downtown Durham on the white side. It's amazing. Then let them bring you back up where the first black high school was and go down that block. They literally shacks. Black people literally, damn near literally living in 100-year-old miniature houses that look like shacks. Right on the, and listen, you can stand on the black side and look right across to the other side where they got a stadium, high-rise building, restaurants, and you can stand literally on it's listen, you want to understand our suffering. Like if you want to really understand why the Israelite school of U.P.K is the way we are and why we are so right in what we do. You come on this tour, I guarantee you. Like I said, I'm ready to give the tour. I'm ready to run the Edomites off. Be like, y'all step off. I'll show them this. I was ready to, you know what I'm saying? Because it was so deep. I'm off of it. Yeah, so damn right. So
You're right.
Live update, 7 dead in shooting in Halfmoonbay. A suspect was found in his car in the parking lot of the sheriff's office.
You're going to do the 10, the one first, then the second one. This seven, there was a mass shooting, of course, yesterday or today.
It was you.
There was one that happened during class.
Tonight.
Damn. There's another one that happened because, of course, these things are contagious. We just taught a class on it just now. So during the class about how they're contagious, another one happened.
Yikes.
So 10 happened before class, 7 happened during class.
Good night.
Please go ahead. Do the 10 first and then do the 7. Please.
Change the number to 11 too.
For the one
somebody else died.
11, yeah, somebody else died.
4 victims identified among 11 killed in California dance hall massacre. Police investigate motive.
You heard about this, sir?
No.
This was yesterday. Saturday. This was everyone involved is Asian. There's some formal ballroom dance place outside of Los Angeles. Another Asian who's a lunatic went in there and killed 10 people. He met his wife in this Asian dance studio. He went there. He went in there and killed 10 people. He went to another dance studio to kill some more people, but the son's owner grabbed the gun and wrestled the gun out of his hand. Now he's a hero. He wrestled the gun, pointed the gun at the guy, and made him leave. He said, I'm going to shoot you if you don't leave. Gave the gun to the police. The police traced the ownership of the gun to the murderer.
Gotcha.
Found him in a parking lot a few miles away in a white van, registered to him. He put a bullet in his head. They heard the gun go off as they approached the vehicle, so he's dead. So now we went over in class how the media knows that the intense media coverage causes more shootings. Just like Silence of the Lamb was a movie that was really a commercial for female FBI agents. It's on the FBI's website that they do things to make these things happen because the policemen's union gets funded by the war on terrorism, by the Black Panthers, by the riots.
That's right.
Which is going to create more funding.
They need more money.
More money, more robots, more robot dogs. Tons of them is all over New York now. So it works now. Well, as we're teaching it, another murder happens. I'm told about it as I'm walking up the stairs.
Damn.
Now give him the second one that happened an hour ago.
Wait, before you go to the second one, what I want to understand is how did the model minority end up shooting up a club? How did the highly intelligent Harvard University Asians shoot up the damn club? Well, maybe there's something going on that you know that maybe we've been being blamed for something that's a little more universal. Like maybe when you start to starve people, mess up their economy, teach their women how to be hoes, you understand, introduce drugs into their world, maybe, just maybe, you might create a little violence. You might create a little problem. Well, I'm proud of him. I ain't gonna lie. I mean, nobody should go out and kill anybody. I'm not trying to encourage anybody to do that. It's a lot. He catches me all the time. He catch all my mistakes. I don't get away with nothing. All I'm saying is I appreciate the fact that he only dealt with Asians. That's all I'm saying. I had to give him a little good night. You know, because I mean, maybe America can begin to see that, you know, black on black crime, white on white crime, Asian on Asian crime is a universal problem and not just a black problem.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's a little more universal. Like maybe it has to do with the empire's treatment of human beings. I'm done. Kept me politically right. As best as I could. God.
Colonel Wakon, sir. Live update: 7 dead in shooting in Halfmoonbay. A suspect was found in his car in the parking lot of a sheriff's office where he was then detained. It is the second mass shooting in California in 3 days.
Damn. I mean, these people out in California, brother, are turning whole neighborhoods into RV parks for the homeless. I mean, the homeless level out there is insane. They gentrified that place, and the whole place went to hell. And they mad as hell. Now, are these Asians as well? What is going on here?
Yeah, you better blame CNN and Fox News and everyone else because scientists said this is what happens.
Damn.
Like it inspires people to do it. And on the way here, it was right before I walked out the door, if I could, sir. Okay, they did a press conference, right, with the police chief. Okay, I'm trying to describe the scene. It's on the internet right now. Every police official in that county was lined up behind a podium of microphones. And they were talking, they were thanking each other, meaning, yeah, we brought them to justice. I want to thank the SWAT patrol. I want to thank this deputy. I want to thank this patrol. I want to thank this unit. And I'm looking at that and I go, they are so happy that they got to show their quality to America today. It was like this event allowed them to have a press conference and to talk about the district manager, the SWAT 72 manager, the district attorney, the mayor, and the assistant police chief. And this, I'm looking at them and I go, my God, if not for this, how would you get all of this publicity?
Right.
This makes money. That they're able to do this. And it struck me back to, you know, first go back to Biggie Smalls and Tupac on the industry. You need me up? On the industry that came up from two black men dying in hip hop. The millions. And then Nipsey Hussle.
Right.
And all of the industry of blogs and radio stations about Chicago and the gangster music and the murders and all of the media outlets that would have nothing to talk about unless black people killed each other. Well, there's 24-hour news networks. You know what it's just like when they have mass shootings? It's like when they have a hurricane.
Yeah.
It's the same.
Damn.
When I'm watching this today, it's like,
Damn.
those news media outlets love when there's a hurricane or a tornado. Yeah. They send the weatherman out there to get in it.
Yeah, special vehicle for
the weatherman hanging on to a damn palm tree. his legs is swinging. And I go, why are they sending him out here? He's in the eye of the storm, holding on to a light pole. And I always go, they are so happy that there's a hurricane. They are happy that there are mass shootings.
Right.
Because this funds Fox News, CNN, MSNBC. Now random blogs and media that everybody has now.
Yeah.
What would they talk about? And you go out there and all of the forces out there. And of course, you know what? The police need more of this, more of that, more robot dogs to walk into your house and walk up your steps. And I was out in San Fran, sir. I saw in one day 4 cars with no people driving.
Damn.
4. And I remember sitting down there going, well, this is ridiculous. Because it's been 2 hours. And there's another one. There's another one. Well, nobody's driving the car. The dog is in the back of the car. He's a robot. And this is all funding that comes from the war on crime, the war on these drugs, the war on this, and this police lieutenant that stands up in front of everybody when there's a shooting and thanks all of the units and all of the task force and all of these people that get paid. There was just one. If you want to stop these shootings, stop talking about them. That's it. That's what scientists say. Scientists say, just don't bring it up. Like you don't bring up when the police shoot people and you don't bring it up.
Sure don't.
Like you don't bring up flu deaths or car accident deaths. How many people car accident deaths are the number 2 cause of deaths on the planet?
That's right.
Car accidents.
That's right.
There's no news media about it.
Barely
any. Everybody's dying in a car.
Ain't nobody.
It's the number 2 cause of death. It doesn't lead on the news.
Never.
But it does. But car commercials do come on
all the time.
Every second that you turn the TV on and the internet. Well,
car safety.
And car safety.
It's got the bell. You know,
it got this. It got that. It got
automatic
this.
braking, and they advertise. The crash dummy.
Oh my goodness! How safe these cars are! All the innovations. 3 or 4 hours, 24 hours, 2 a day. An Asian person killed Asians, and another one kills them. They knew it was going to happen. Just like when they made Silence of the Lamb, they knew if we get a female FBI agent in this movie, we're going to get hundreds of females enlisting in the FBI. They know it's going to happen, but you got to put something on 24-hour news. It can't be nothing on there.
It got to be something.
Something has to go on there.
And when the riots were going on, remember, CNN was on 24. They were on live 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You turn it on 3 in the morning. There's a fire at so and so and such. People are moving this way. Here's a riot going on.
The guy is there.
Yeah.
The guy is down there. It's happening. It's happening down there. We're getting down there. It's happening.
God, go ahead, you die.
We got hit with tear gas, everything.
God.
Right on 52nd mark.
52nd mark. My God.
I remember when they arrested the Jake. They arrested the CNN reporter, the brother. Brother, the coverage was insane.
Oh my God.
They ran that reel, had to be 3 days around the clock. It was like they arrested the CNN. Calls was coming from the White House. What are you doing? Oh man, you're right.
Time limit. Well, here's another one. Same Asians, same thing. Somebody just watched this on TV and went and did it.
Was already mad and figured I'll do it too.
Yeah.
Dang.
And the point is, they know it. It's not like this ain't something I'm making up.
Right.
I'm getting this from scientists, which anybody can Google. They know it already. They know this is what's going to happen. And they still put it on the news because news has commercials.
Yeah.
And that's that.
Yeah. Yeah. So true.
More on the story.
More on the story.
Kind of one kind. The shooting happened around 2:20 p.m. local time at two separate locations near Highway 92 and the Halfmoonbay city limits. About 30 miles south of San Francisco, the authorities said another person was transported to Stanford Medical Center with life-threatening injuries. A suspect, Xiao Chun-Li, 67, of Halfmoonbay, was found in his car in the parking lot of the sheriff's office substation in Halfmoonbay in the San Mateo County Sheriff Office. Sheriff Christina Corpus said at a news conference on Monday night that the suspect had been taken into custody without incident, and he had a semi-automatic handgun that was found in the vehicle.
Yeah, that's it. That's
it,
the
right.
news
That
just
was
reported it, and that's
good.
that. That's after the 10 the guy
The
killed
first
him, and
That's pretty much it.
next.
It's crazy.
Faith leaders and organizers unite on the reproductive freedom for Roe's 50th anniversary.
They had many protests about this, if I could, sir. The anniversary of Roe v. Wade was yesterday, day before yesterday.
Okay.
They had marches in other places because, of course, Roe v. Wade was overturned.
Right.
So they had some marches celebrating, almost mourning the loss of Roe v. Wade. Other marches in D.C., they had to celebrate the end of Roe v. Wade, and these all happened this week. Once again, another industry propped up by our death and our destruction, because the abortion industry would not exist, would not be anywhere near as profitable without Black little girls getting an abortion because they're poor. Because they're poor, which is the great myth. The great myth about abortion is this, if I could, sir.
Please.
Abortion is not a choice if you're Black. Abortion is not a choice if you're Hispanic. If you're Black and Hispanic, abortion is a necessity. It is something you do because you must do it. If you're a white girl that's partying and having fun and having sex, then now you have a choice. Should I have my baby and let my father take care of the baby? Or should I kill the baby and have less mouths for my rich daddy to feed? White people have a choice with abortion. No Black woman has a choice with abortion. They do it out of necessity. And the great myth of abortion is just that. Black people have to have abortions. You don't have a choice. A lot of your women out there who had abortions, they wanted the baby. They wanted to keep that child, but they couldn't afford it. They had no way to feed that child. They had no way to take care of that child. They had nowhere to live where that child could have a home. That's choice. That's not choice. That's a necessity. You have to do it. And that is the great myth. People fighting on both sides. One, to get rid of abortion. One, to keep the freedom of choice. When if you're Black, you don't have a choice. If you're Hispanic, you don't have a choice at all. When in actuality, you should fight the poverty that causes you to need an abortion, the homelessness that causes you to need an abortion, the destruction of the Black and Hispanic family that causes you to need an abortion. But that, of course, is not something people march over.
Right.
That creates no controversy. No one, CNN doesn't talk about that. MSNBC,
Could
the
care
people who
less.
sell whatever you need to go march. Like whatever vagina hats. Remember those vagina hats?
Yes.
Whoever sells the vagina hats for you to go out and march for abortion. Whoever sells the crosses that you wear around your neck at the anti-abortion rally.
That's right. That's
Whoever
right.
sells it. If I could, on an off note, I did some research this week, sir, on Woodstock. You remember Woodstock back in the day? Woodstock was a giant hippie rally. Oh my God, what's that cat, the Negro that everybody loved with the guitar? Jimi Hendrix, the Grateful Dead. Oh, it was a hippie and get high party, the biggest one in history.
That's right.
I think 500,000 people came down there.
Yeah.
To Woodstock. It was the largest counterculture movement in history.
Yeah.
This is what I decided to do. Who paid for it? Who made the money? Who promoted it? Rich people who would usually call themselves of the Semitic faith. 4 of them with names that all sounded similar.
Similar names.
And names. And
Imagine
their business,
that.
one of them owned, oh my God, one of them owned this company that you know. Just a regular like Walmart type,
Yeah.
Just
one of them, just big box stores.
Big box stores. Just companies, just rich businessmen who don't smoke weed, who don't believe in flower power, who don't care about the dawning of the age of Aquarius.
Who would never let their
Who would
daughters out.
never go to Woodstock.
Right.
They promoted it and sold it and made all the money for it. And that is who's behind it, really. Everyone else is just a sucker, just like the abortion movement, the anti-abortion movement, just like both of them, just being manipulated by some rich oppressor who knows how to manipulate people. You can go research that on your own time. The 4 oppressors that were behind the Woodstock counterculture movement, the biggest in history. So like you, sir.
Yeah, I'm right. Give it up.
You die. Please.
Blueface's girlfriend, Chrisean, says she's pregnant with his kid. He wants DNA proof.
This is another large story, sir. This is Blueface.
Who is Blueface?
Yeah, Blueface is a rapper that the kids like. I don't even know what song he raps, but he's a rapper.
Right.
Now he's managed by WAC 100,
Okay.
which is a friend of Captain Tazaryak. Give Captain Tazaryak a hand.
Right.
He's a friend of Captain Tazaryak, so he's managed by WAC 100. This is his wife, and she announced that she's pregnant this week. They've been all over the internet. Yediah, come on. You know more about it than me.
Oh, Connor McCon. They've been all over social media, all over the internet. The sister obviously has some demons, sir. Hit the brother on the head, on the side of the head with a Hennessy bottle. Always fighting them. They always fighting each other. It's embarrassing. Sir.
I think I've seen a video of him
They're all
before
over the place.
attacking some Jake, punching some Jake. That was, huh?
Oh, Sluggy.
I think I've seen him before.
Oh, Connor McCon. So the video you're referring to is when he got into it with her father. So
Oh.
after she put her hands on him,
Uh-huh.
you know what I mean? He's trying to get her off. Her father stepped to him, snuck him, and then he got the father right back.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Ooh. Ghetto mess.
That's a ghetto mess. It's fairly normal, sad to say.
God.
Like that entire situation, a woman hitting you with a Hennessy bottle, a woman beating you, is, I believe, what every brother has been through.
God.
Some woman clawing him or stabbing him or ripping the clothes off of him or punching him in the face. That's fairly normal. This is very popularized now because a famous rapper is going through it, Blueface. And of course, you know, there's a whole industry that wants to see this.
Right.
Doesn't it? Look at this, Jesus Christ.
Like without this, you probably can't sell as many records.
Please.
You gotta, like, what sells now is the degradation and the exploitation of us.
Yeah.
That's where all the good money is at now. Degrade us, exploit us, disrespect us, show us disrespecting each other. You know what I mean? That looked like an elderly man. The elderly man shouldn't have hit him. But
damn.
The way I'm looking at that corner shot right there, and of course, this is on TMZ, who's out there. That person standing there has a $20,000 video camera that she's holding in her hand. Okay, that's called a red, and it's 20 G's for one of them bad boys. And so it shows you that TMZ and everybody else is making sure that they, you know, can make money off of it.
And why are they there? To see them talk?
Exactly. They probably set the whole thing up.
And this is just the same old thing. And I remember when the internet was invented and social media, and in my ignorance, sir, of course, you told me about this one late night where you knew this was going to happen. Okay. I didn't know that social media and everyone getting their own voice would mean just more opportunities to profit off of the destruction of black people.
Yeah.
I did not see that coming. I damn near thought if we had other outlets besides white media,
right,
we would put whatever we want on there. But come to find out, if there's 1 million bloggers, they need 1 million ghetto fights.
Yeah.
They need 1 million people to get shot in Chicago. They need 1 million rappers to get shot. They need the same content that the white news media needs.
Yeah.
And when World Star Hip Hop came out, that's when you told me this was, this is how it's going to be. Like this new media is going to be the same as the old. Black people killing each other on it, fighting each other, getting shot on it, and or like cops. Like this is cops.
Yeah, this is now
this is
you
cops. This is so many TV shows, but now it's just TMZ doing it.
Yeah,
they got a camera. They bring the camera out. Listen, on Love and Hip Hop, they supply the alcohol.
Damn.
Like they buy. You ever seen they hit with them champagne bottles? They always throwing champagne in somebody's face.
Yeah.
Well, who's buying that champagne?
That's right.
Like they go into a room where Love and Hip Hop has an open bar, and of course the Negroes on there think, "Oh, happy day, it's an open bar." But the people who have similar last names know that if I put an open bar in front of them and a $20,000 camera, I'll make my money.
That's right.
I'm going to earn my money today. And of course, black people begin to drink, drink, happy. Someone gets hit with a Hennessy bottle. Someone gets hit. That Hennessy bottle, Blueface didn't pay for. His wife didn't pay for. You can just go look it up.
And let me tell you, what you just said is so heavy out because for years, those with those similar names have owned so many clubs that we were in. And now those fights that used to take place in the club was a menace because you had to shut the club down. They turn around and figure out a way to get rich off of the fights that go on in the club. They don't even need the club no more.
Which is their gift.
Yeah. Which is their gift.
That's their gift.
Like they know how they look at this like, we having fights in these clubs. We got to shut down all the time. Well, let's move the fights over here, put a camera in front of it. And now we're going to really get rich. And that's exactly what happened. And what's so sad about it is, it means that they have to constantly find the worst of us to exploit to make more money. They got to find the most degrading cat, the most moralist person. You know what I mean? So instead of us building in a positive, righteous way, we building in the opposite way. It's crazy.
And the producers pick them according to who got the drama.
See that?
The drama, who deal with the drama, and they get them on the show.
And put them right on the show.
Could, Mike, let me give you the way they'll bring it to you. They're picking the rapper that's the most real. He's from the streets, which means I'm going to make money about his beef he has with other gangs. I'm going to make money when he gets shot and killed. I'm going to sell more records after he's dead. So I got to go find. So if you're trying to rap, really what you need first is a long record of criminal activity.
Yes.
And people who you hate and want to kill you, because then the people who pay for this will sign you. Because they're going to make money after you're dead. They're going to make money by the people you fight with and beef with, and TMZ will be there to film it all.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Go ahead.
Insurance policy they take out on everybody.
I forgot about that, Haas. General Yahanna brung that out.
That's some scary mess right
That's
there.
scary.
You know what I mean? You get a record contract, you dead in 3 years. Go ahead, Marat Salaki.
If I may, sir, I got a video clip up here of exactly what y'all was saying. And if I could, this is 50 Cent. Everybody knows 50 Cent, the most real.
He's real.
Supposed to be, right? There's much drama, many men.
Long criminal record.
Everybody want to kill me, right? There's a video of him saying he don't smoke weed or do drugs, even though all his music say he smoke weed and do drugs.
See that?
If y'all, I don't know if y'all want to play it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Cardi B said the same thing in her video, the WAP video.
Yeah,
like,
I remember.
She put that WAP video on her and Megan Stallion. She said she don't let her kids watch that. She ain't into that. The
Right.
music she pushing out here.
Exactly, which show you how wicked they are, because again, those with the similar names, their kids don't go to the same school. Their kids going to the yeshiva. You can't even go to the schools their kids go to. And meanwhile, they put now so much poison on us. It's insane.
And you know, if I could, that cat, he's an executive. What the hell is his name? He got interviewed on the Breakfast Club, and he said,
I saw that interview.
He's going to feed his family.
That's right.
He know that music gonna sell in the ghetto in the hood and destroy us, but it got to feed his family.
Yep, I saw that. I saw that same video clip. It was horrific. And that was a moment. Yeah. And Muhammad broke it down to me who that guy was. I didn't know who he was. But when you laid out he basically runs the whole music industry in the black world.
Everybody you ever heard of.
That's right.
Including Jay-Z, DMX, Ja Rule, everybody you've ever heard of.
He's the Edomite. He's the hidden hand at the top.
That's right.
The money all coming to him from their labels coming to him. So, I mean, the amount of cash he's taking in off of them is insane. And remember, we went over the report where they said they had to figure out how to take over the black music industry. Went to Harvard.
That's right.
Harvard did a study on how they to do it. You know what I mean? How they were going to go at it and do it and deal with it. Brother, it's crazy.
Yeah. And they like to talk about they trying to provide opportunity until it was uncovered. But what about all the killing in that opportunity? What do you say about that? Anyway, he couldn't go no further. He was against the wall. I gotta feed my family.
He said, I got people to feed too. You know, man, and then chastise him. Said I answered it. You wasn't listening.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Meanwhile, he was evading it the first time, like you said. You know what I mean? Like, man, that's crazy. You was gonna say, go ahead, Marah.
And if I could, everybody know about Dame Dash and Jay-Z. They business split and whatever they did, right? It was they was on the Drink Champ show, same one that Kanye West was on. And he was talking about it, and the brother Noriega was busting on the fact of what he said. He said, I know exactly what made Jay-Z split ways with Dame Dash. He said, I know exactly how the conversation went. He said he was at now this is his he was making fun of it.
Right.
Like hypothetical theory. He said he did the brother eating his food at the table. He said, so how you like that three-way split? And everybody started laughing because he was talking about the white man asking Jay-Z, so I like splitting that money three ways. And from there, he was saying, you know where that goes because they got all the resources. And then here you go, you know, it pretty much to say that they run the whole thing. All they got to do is sit you down, offer you a little bit more money, and you doing whatever.
You cutting throats. So in other words, took it from the 3 to down to the 2.
There you go.
By getting Damon Dash out the way.
That's it.
Cold. And go ahead. I was gonna say I suspect they doing all kinds of stuff because that story of how 50 Cent got shot is real. When you go all the way back to the record label and the cats running the record label, it's okay. I don't want to speculate, but it looked real like there was some hidden business going on in the back. That you'll know by who emerges in them things. Basically, like you've been bringing out, these people, man. Anybody ruling over us is a disaster. Anybody ruling over us, they require us to eat ourselves, which means eat our partners and all that. Yeah. And listen, and they love it that way because, of course, they're a criminal. Yeah. And so, being a criminal, they want everything to run like a drug deal. They want the music industry to run like a drug deal. They want the movie industry to run like a drug operation. They want regular businesses run like a drug operation. They're eliminating competition, eliminating rivals. They love that kind of life because they're a bloodthirsty nation, man. They are a bloodthirsty nation, like the Lord called them a fierce nation. You know what I mean? Like they are a nation that is all about killing, and only by having Christ's kingdom is there going to be a nation much more fierce than them, a nation that's going to give them the fear that they need to receive so that they can stop oppressing and killing and destroying the Lord's chosen people, man. That day is coming soon. And Christ, like he going to, like the scripture said, he going to have a vesture dipped in blood because he going to bring some deep judgment down on this empire, man, and all the empires of this world. And it's right. Because what's going on here is like an amazing nightmare on what's happened to us in this place. You know what I mean?
I believe just like the music industry and every other industry that they control, these drug dealers on the streets, they controlling that too.
Yeah.
And the president, I think the police definitely is running these drug dealers.
I don't see how you could sell drugs without them.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like they paid to drive around in a patrol car on the street. And I mean, if you just sat on a corner on the street, you know everything going on out there. So if you in a patrol car, you telling me you don't know everything going on, and you got access to everybody being arrested, you got access to all the information on the inside, of course you right there. You can't do it no other kind of way. You know what I mean? You right about what you're saying, you know what I mean? So, and that's why the Lord is calling for men that really want to change that. Men that decided, you know, there's a lot. Here's the thing. Brothers in that world are much, much smaller than all the regular hard-working brothers that's out there. That's the majority. But if you look at what they put out on the internet, you would believe that all of us are drug dealing, you know, underground, grimy cats. When that's not the case. The majority of us are not, and a whole lot of us would take, you know, given the chance, would take a different route. That's why they keep that law that says that if you got a felony, you can't get a regular gig no more. Because that keeps you out of deciding to go against it. Talking about the recidivism rate. The recidivism rate is because a brother can't get a decent job after he went through that. You take that away, and then guess what? You wouldn't have constant repeat offenders. But if you didn't have constant repeat offenders, you couldn't make $3 billion in Mississippi's prison system every year. $3 billion. You couldn't do payoffs like $1.8 million in payoffs every year. You couldn't do that. You couldn't do what you did in New Orleans. You couldn't have a $20 million Oxycontin business running out of a doctor's office. You understand? For $20 million. You couldn't have none of that. The only way you could have it is if you connected with other people. You know what I mean? And listen, we looking at the cops because you can't see the rest. What about all the politicians? Jesus Christ. You know what I mean? A lot of that is campaign money. Look at this new guy, this Santis or whatever it is.
Santos, right?
I mean, my goodness, this cat lied about every damn thing he did. Like he's just a straight hustler. You know what I mean? Lied about everything and got him the seat. Like now they want to take the seat. He in the seat, passing laws. And he's, you know, all about lies and games, man. But that's the kind of world they in. Not in Christ's kingdom, man. Christ's kingdom gonna be ordered right. It's gonna be a beautiful thing, man. And it'll be the end of all of this. And that's why brothers should choose that. You know what I'm saying? You should choose something that you can't see. Like the scripture said, we judge not by sight. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to choose something that you can't see. And then people act like that's crazy for you to for you to believe, like they used to say about us, about the ships. I mean, about Christ's return. Oh, you looking for the sky to crack and somebody to come down. Meanwhile, you breathe air every day. Every minute of every day, night, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Cut your air off and you be dead in 4 minutes. Meanwhile, you breathing that every day and you don't see none of that air. You don't know what's in it. You barely know what it's made of. You don't know what the quality of it is or nothing. But you know one thing, you breathing it every day. So if there's invisible things like air that keep you alive, the Lord can't be real and you can't see him? Like that's ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? Like you can believe the air because your ass breathing it, but you can't believe the Lord exists. That's a joke. The Most High fully exists. And brother, it's going to be hell on this earth when it finally gets established. You think the Lord made all this beautiful earth for this madness to be going on here, man? That's crazy. This earth is going to be ordered right. It's going to be ordered the way it was supposed to be. We just in the beginning stages of making this earth. In 100 million years, Christ will still be sitting on the throne. And this earth will be something like you've never seen before. We're going to have Edomites going in space, gathering all them satellites and space stations, and whatever God knows what they got up there. They got to bring all that back down. They got to be melted down and sent over to Christ. All the gold, the silver, the platinum, or whatever the hell else they're using up there, all that got to be brought back down and given to Christ. And the earth going to be ordered right, man. People are going to eat healthy. People are going to live healthy. People are going to think healthy. You know what I'm saying? People are going to live in peace on earth because of Christ's kingdom. And he is going to rule, and so is his 12 tribes. Going to rule this entire planet. That's how we get to righteousness on this earth, man. You know what I'm saying? So listen, join us April 1st, fam. You was going to say something, Salah? Join us April 1st, Raleigh, North Carolina, the Raleigh Convention Center, Passover week. All Hebrew Israelites are invited. Black, Latino, Native Indian, whatever walk of life you've been walking in before, come down, break bread with us, join us during that week. You're going to see historical history on blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians like you've never seen before. You're going to get to break bread with righteous brothers and sisters and get a real good understanding of what that book of Exodus was talking about and what that Passover was all about and why it was such a historical event and why it should be taught to every black, Latino, and Native Indian. If you've been suffering in this empire, the one thing you should learn is the exact same suffering your forefathers went through 4,000 years ago and what they did to get out of the captivity and the oppression that was on their neck. They didn't sell drugs to do it. They didn't go kill each other to do it. They didn't create gang wars with one another. They didn't sell out. They didn't whore. They didn't sell their women down the river. They didn't do any of those things. They came back to the Most High and followed his laws, statutes, and commandments. We could do something amazing as a people, man. We the greatest people on the face of this earth, man. Right. Pay your tithe. Support us. I.S.U.P.K.com is the website. Go on that website, man. Pay your tithe. Support this truth. Pay for that Passover. $200, man. Share it with us. We went and got the convention center. I know you ain't beefing about that money now. Drop that $200. They got so many events going on that week. The Black Party, all the historical stuff is going to blow your mind. Join us on that. I.S.U.P.K.com. I'm Commander General Yahanna with the heavy hitters in the building. General Muhammad, General Ma'Ka'Allah, General Hazayan, Officer Moran, Officer Yadiah holding us down as usual. I'll see y'all next week live on the UPK, fam. Shalom.